Boop.
We're doing it
Audio
dry.
there. It's there. It's switched over. Yes, we are live, but this could potentially go horribly long, approximately like 5 seconds, like
approximately
like the last
Approximately.
one. Hey everybody,
That's like the most Nebraskan thing I've heard from you.
approximately.
That's great.
Hi everybody.
Hi everyone.
Just so you know, the last 5 minutes have been us, literally the splash screen sitting on there. That's gonna be forever because YouTube has a horrible delay. But us with the splash screen and us muted so you can't hear us, but we were literally all yelling at one another and clipping and unable to hear each other in robot and goat voices. So that's what MangaPod has started off for so far.
Robot goat voices.
and Aaron kept saying, like, I'm sorry this has never happened before. I'm sorry this has never happened before, as if it's like a bad sex time.
That's misrepresentation. Chad is misrepresenting
Chad
the
is
situation.
First of all, Chad, you are the reason that we are starting a hour late. So,
whoa!
Don't give me the sass. Everybody is frozen.
Whoa! I was here at 7:45.
Oh.
But Chad, we're really pod.
Oh no!
Oh, thank you. I heard part of that. I figured out you were introducing me. Hello. I'm just gonna talk towards the camera in case people can hear me. I am Chad. Hello, internet world. I have read a manga.
Manga.
That's what I did over it.
Oh my god! I wish we weren't like so laggy. We are so horribly laggy on there too. It's just so funny.
I have
Maybe
read
you
one
weren't
of
watching
those
it. Maybe
illustrated
less lag.
picture books and animus. Animus.
Yeah.
Yes, go on.
Chad,
Tell me
you-
more about Animus.
And I have some things to say. Sorry.
Oh, is that it?
That's all I have to say.
Okay.
That's all I have to say about it. Akira is a story about wearing your helmet when you're on your bicycle. Because if you don't wear your helmet, you'll get abducted and put into a secret government facility program that is competing with the Olympics.
Spoilers, Chad, spoilers.
No, that is the main premise of the episode. That is not a spoiler. The Olympics are not a spoiler of Akira.
Oh god.
I think it is.
Chad's a rotten bacon butt.
Rotten bacon butt.
Chad's a
rotten bacon butt. Chad's a rotten bacon butt.
What does that mean? That sounds like what is that a
It means
euphemism
you
for?
spoil.
Rotten bacon
Oh.
butt is. Yes. Hello,
Don't worry.
everybody else.
I was maybe the worst rotten bacon butt in the world during Evangelion, so don't worry.
That was a mess up on like multiple people's parts, though. That was just all of us being very confused about where we were supposed to start.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I will refute that and say I did that fine.
Except
And
for Daza. Everyone was great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you don't know that
My
there are
butt
bikes,
is
Akira,
perfectly edible. Thank you very much.
Your bacon butt is fine. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, my bacon butt's not rotten at all. It's very edible.
Good.
good.
If you've never joined us for a manga pod before, let's start how we usually start, shall we? If you've never joined us for a manga pod before, we are a weekly podcast in which we all get together after we read all or part of a manga, and then we discuss it with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers, and also lots of technical difficulties if you couldn't tell from recently. But just an FYI, really quick, it is hella laggy, and that is because my graphics card is all sorts of fucked up. So that's the thing that I can't help. I'm really sorry. We're working on that. But hopefully our audio sounds great from now on. This will be great. But I am Erin, your host. With me are 3 lovely co-hosts and a lovely guest host we've already introduced, but we will go through and introduce everybody once again. So introduce yourselves, lovely co-hosts, and we'll introduce our guests.
Hi, I'm Dodger, press art to continue and dexterity bonus, and I am delighted to be here and hopefully hear everything that everybody else says. Skype is messing up real bad.
Oh, God.
I blame Skype.
It is
I don't
hella
think
Skype.
that this major issue that's going on with us not understanding each other, I think must be Skype.
It has to be, because it's happening to every single one
All of us. Yeah.
Every
It's like,
single. And they will be able to hear when it happens. I'm sure my facial expression will go, and then they'll be able to hear on my end because this
That's
XSplit
true.
will be picking up everything, so if you guys hear, yeah. But if you want to also just not look at the pictures because the lag is terrible, then that's understandable. If you just want to listen, that's great too.
No,
You'll
it's
miss
visual.
Chad's
It's definitely
glorious
visual.
beard.
That's true. You will miss Chad's glorious beard in 3 frames per second.
Yeah, the low pixelated rate of the beard just gonna just like a funny boot around my face, not like a well groomed.
Don't worry, it looks like Yoku's got this like epic shadow, whereas
Oh, nice. Yeah, just
where
like
his
that.
chin should be.
Well, my favorite is that Yoku hasn't taken his sunglasses off yet.
I know.
It's a power play.
These sunglasses are so weird. They're like prescription glasses, but not really. Like half of them are like really dark. If I look this way, I don't see anything, but this way I see something. That's weird. I don't get them.
Are you sure you're not,
Like,
are you sure you're not
very
drunk
strange pair
from
of
like
sunglasses.
having like chugged that Guinness during sound check?
Guinness.
I think I had like 3. I had like 3 of them since during sound check actually. So I don't know.
Were we supposed to be drinking during this? I didn't bring anything. I didn't know.
No, it's Yoku.
It's just
Okay.
Yoku.
It's Yoku's thing. He's
Oh, Yoku, your problem.
Yoku, you're
No, but since I guess that's a good segue to me introducing myself. Hi, I'm
Perfect.
Yoku Rama. Yoku.
Yoku.
And
Rama.
Yoku Rama game talk, but I don't talk about games.
We're not to that part
I was
yet.
starting that early, are we?
Yeah, whipping that out.
I just thought I'd get it out of the way now.
We're whipping that and going dry.
But yeah, what's up? How's it going? Great. Next. That's it. What are you doing?
I had
man?
cat hair in my eye. I've got cat hair in my eye. It's not
Oh, I know that
my
feel.
God.
Daz, I know that feel. Yoku,
I've got, like,
if you get a
cat hair
cat, you'll know that
everywhere.
feel.
I'm I've got a cold. I'm Dazzler from Five for Nippon, and my voice is now going very croaky. So
It's okay. It fits in with the theme of Skype not working.
so
Great. Chad, introduce yourself, lovely sir.
Hi, I'm Chad. I work at Polaris, which you know a few of the people from this show probably from, and I do a podcast called. What, Killer? What are you doing? I'm trying to introduce myself when you're doing like finger rave dancing.
I was pointing
Finger
at.
rave
I
test.
was pointing at people who are involved in Polaris.
Oh, you're using that. Sorry.
I went
Anyway,
dead
okay.
that.
Sorry. I'm
Dowder.
right over
Yeah.
from Polaris. I do a podcast called Paranoia Shape, and is it probably better to spell it? And yeah, I like peanut butter a lot. Peanut butter is real good.
Literally all I heard.
Uh,
Literally all I heard of that
No.
was like, I like peanut butter.
That's probably the best way to summarize me. That's really it. That's all you need to know.
It's beautiful.
If you don't like peanut butter, get the fuck
Hey, do
out.
you like Butterfingers? You like Butterfingers?
I do, but I want a nice glass of milk. Did we just hit a peanut water? I'm sorry, dude. I'm
I
sorry.
think you
This
started
is
a
not what
peanut
this is
war.
about.
hold on, my things are on the wrong way. There we
Good.
go.
Good.
I can't have peanut butter, so
Oh, are you allergic
You
to peanuts?
allergic?
It's one of the saddest allergies. It really is.
It is. I'm happy that's
We
like
should-
something I'm not allergic to. That makes me happy.
I don't think
Nut
I've got one of-
allergies
one
terrify
things.
me. Like, nuts can secretly be in everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because every restaurant sign says, "Hey, peanuts might have just wandered into like this food." I know it's like a salad place, but I don't know. Someone could just like run and just throw
But just
peanuts
be
around
careful,
everywhere.
you know?
Make sure
Yeah.
you got that
And
EpiPen.
Right? And then there's all sorts of different foods that have nothing to do with nuts, but on the back of the package.
It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, this was made in a place that deals with milk, nuts, and every other food thing. You're like, cool.
it's like, thanks. I really appreciate that. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So my sincere apologies and condolences for the plight upon your life with the peanut allergy. I'm sorry.
it's all right. I just get like massive rashes and itchy.
Stop rubbing it in, man.
Perfect. Thank
Let's
you,
get
Chad,
into
for
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's jump in. Thank you so much, Chad, for joining us. So, if you have never joined us for a manga pod before, what we like to do is give you a short, spoiler-free description, aka summary of the manga that we read, and then we will also give you a spoiler-free recommendation from each one of us, whether we think you should go and spend time reading the manga or not. So where my brain just stopped. My brain just stopped.
Yeah, read the summary.
I'm gonna read
Yeah,
the
read
summary.
the summary. I had something else
Slash-
I wanted to say. Oh, let's talk about what we're reading. We're reading Akira, volumes 1 through 1 through 2 and chapters 1 through 10. That's what I wanted to say, and then my mind just died. Okay, Chad, read us the summary, please.
This is a summary. All right, let's hope it doesn't just cut out completely. In the year 2038, a police state, scheming politicians, religious sects, revolutionaries, and a secret scientific project all combine to produce an explosive mixture in Neo-Tokyo. The rival groups all have their eyes on one prize: control of Akira, a boy of such destructive psychic ability that he has been held in cryostasis for over 30 years. A coup is planned, but there is a wild card in play: the psychic Tetsuo, an impetuous young biker who releases Akira and so forces all of the groups to make their move.
That was hella spoilery.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
that wound up spoiling
As I
basically
said, yeah, you guys didn't
Literally
want to spoil it.
everything
That's
we
all of it.
read.
That's fine.
No,
You're good.
Chad, that's not your fault. That is not your fault. That's all of us being like, whoever wrote
My
that
anime
summary.
Lesbino, rotten bacon butt.
Great job, rotten bacon butts.
We really need to find a better place to get descriptions than Mao, because Mao's just terrible.
Every single, it happens
front.
like every time.
Every time we read it and we're like, that wasn't a good choice.
Like this is episode 48.
It's like-
I think we're by now.
It's
Damn.
either a bad description, it's either very grammatically wrong, or it just is like,
tells
I don't
every whole
know.
story.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, in defense, even though spoilers are still terrible, I feel like Akira is a story where, like, you're not. I don't know. I don't think you're really sitting around for that much of a reveal, right? Akira is more about how crazy the characters are and what they evolve and become, right? Like, are there many people who are like, Akira seems like a book about bikes. I like motorcycles. Let's just get this, and then they don't realize any of the stuff that's about to happen later.
I think it's important in this sense because most people have seen the movie, but not many people have read the manga, and they're
Yeah.
very
Sure.
different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
they are.
How are they different? Let's talk about that.
Oh, we'll get.
Oh, we can't.
we'll get into
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Oh,
But how about this? Let's dive in and say spoiler-free recommendations. Would you guys recommend this manga saying it in a spoiler-free way so that people want to, though it's a little bit late, sorry about that. But if you want, that way you can know whether you want to go and take your leave and read the manga and then come back or not. So, do you guys recommend it?
I can go.
Hit it.
Go.
I definitely recommend it. Not only because it's a classic, and there are so many reasons why you should catch up on classics, whether they're in standard media or anime media. If you're very involved in the anime world, but like this manga is great. The art is incredible, and it is very different from the movie. So if you've seen the movie and you love the movie, you should definitely read the manga because there's so much more to it. And like it went on for a long time. It was written over a period of years, and it's just great. So
Yeah. I agree 100% with that. Like, to a T. Even though, wow. No one just kept going. That was good, Daz. I liked your burp. That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. It is definitely a classic that I think even if you're not a manga fan, I think it's a really good one to definitely check out. Just in terms of fiction and in even literature, like, I think it is a classic story that people lost the mic. It's fine.
Oh damn!
God damn it! What's happening to us?
It is a classic work of fiction, literature and fiction that people need to definitely check out. If you liked the movie, you will definitely enjoy the manga because it goes much more in depth and there's just so much more to the story than even the movie touched on. And the movie I thought was fantastic. So I think it is definitely worth your time to go and check it out. Even if you're not a manga fan or an anime fan, I think it's something that everybody needs to check out at least once. Mm-hmm. Especially if
I
you're
think
a
it's
fan.
if I can go, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, just really quick, especially if you're a fan of dystopia features and shit like that, it's great.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's
All shows involving Neo Tokyo.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
think it's
many.
really easy to recommend if you've seen the movie. It's really easy, especially what you were saying. Like, we can talk about more at length, but the fact that something that happens in the first 5 minutes of the movie happens like 400 pages in, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's interesting to see how much more stuff was left out and get to see like what they picked and choose. I'd say if someone hadn't seen the movie, I'd say yes, definitely read it. But the first volume is a little slow to start. I mean, there's a few cool things. There's a lot of just like running around, a lot of just running around.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah,
Right. Yep. Running around.
I do recommend it.
Oh God,
I do
there's
definitely
so much
recommend it.
freezing happening. Okay, you're good.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Alright. I do recommend this manga. This is definitely a classic, like the Dodger and everybody and Aaron have said. And the anime is definitely more, or the anime movie is definitely more known than the manga. And a lot of people just kind of like skip by this manga, thinking it's like, oh, it must be just like the same thing and whatever. But really, it does have so much. It's pretty much the complete story because the movie. I haven't seen the movie in many years. I did kind of rewatch like the first.
Here.
20 minutes of it. I 20 minutes of it like a couple of days ago, but then my little nephew is like, it's scary, and then he like told me to turn it off, so I had to stop watching. So, but yeah, you can tell that like stuff that happens like straight up in the movie, like that whole like chasing and everything that happens like later in the manga. The manga is much more detailed. So if you want to see like the whole uncut version of this movie, and especially if you like the anime movie, then definitely go for it. It's great.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. Diazza! Diazza, it's your turn! Diazza!
I don't like the Akira film.
Okay.
I thought.
Whoa, big old bomb.
So let me just start off with that. But I will say that if you really like hard fiction, like hard science fiction, in the essence of Blade Runner or Blade Runner, what's another one I can think of? I can't think of one. Blade Runner. I'm just going to keep saying Blade Runner over again.
Okay, cool.
In the essence of Blade Runner.
The Blade Runner genre.
The Blade Runner.
Yes, the Blade Runner genre. There we go, perfect. Then you'll definitely like manga. There is no doubt that if you're really into hard sci-fi, into, like Aaron said, dystopian futures, into really gritty, very... what's the word I'm looking for? Very dirty
Blade Runner?
science fiction.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. If you
Blade
look, then read manga of Akira.
Beautiful.
I can say that I actually enjoyed the manga a lot more than the
too.
anime. So
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Chat's like, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
Little girl.
guys, the animation is so good. Like,
It is.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
it
we're
is.
not
That's
saying
one of the
that.
first thing I noticed when I rewatched like the
Okay,
first
wait.
20 minutes.
Okay, we'll get into
Oh,
that.
that's-
Yeah.
Let's just.
Okay.
Okay, 5, 4,
We all recommend it. Go read it. We
2,
already spoiled.
1.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Get out of here. We're now in spoiler
Akira
section.
is God.
Dazza, you're slipping.
Slipping dash.
Slipping,
That's
Dazza.
just lagging, not slipping.
Australia, I can't help it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we want, do we want to start off by talking about the manga versus the anime, or?
Yeah, because I was gonna touch on expectations, because a lot of expectations are probably gonna have come, at least for me, like have come from the movie and that. So yeah, we can dive right in and talk about that, because I think that's a big thing that's gonna be on everybody's mind anyway. So, Chad, do you want to go?
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of scope of the book as opposed to the movie, I was not aware of how much pacing, like how much more was taken out for the movie, because it seemed like, this is also very ignorant. I was like, Akira to me as a movie was so I like just solid as this really crazy art thing. I was like, might not have been made off of a manga. I know that sounds nuts, but it might have just been some standalone thing. So to see the book and how long it takes from like, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I feel like the bike gang stuff of Akira, it feels like it was 5 minutes. It feels like that was the entire part of the movie, and it just goes into crazy psychic land. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Bike gangs are kind of the coolest thing. I want to have a whole series of just bike gang guys. And thank you, manga, for having like multiple volumes that busting guys up as bike gangs.
They even had a big scene where all the bike gangs came together, and we're like,
Yeah.
"Yo, dog."
Yeah.
Except the clown guys.
Except the
Mine is-
clown
The
guys.
clown guy. I don't
Stupid
like the
clown guys.
Bastard clown guy.
Clowns are scary.
Yeah, like the clown guy who's like one scene in the movie is like a random clown getting beat up during a bike race. Who knew that he was like a major minor character in the manga
Yeah.
for part of like
Yeah.
the criminal
A major
empire to
minor.
take down? Major minor. Like,
Major minor.
out of the minor characters, he's a major
He's pretty
one.
damn
I
major.
know.
Right,
I love it.
right.
I like that.
There's a tier
I think
system.
that's what I didn't ever really like about the anime, though, is that I felt like it looked incredible. The animation was spectacular, but I felt like the story was rushed.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why reading the manga, I'm having a lot of fun with it, because I'm like, oh, okay, I understand how this point got to this point, and it doesn't feel quite as much like, although I will say, in the manga, it still does feel rushed, the whole thing with Tetsuo. Like, they don't really establish that he and Kaneda are like friends. And then there's like the scene after he already has psychic powers where he's like, what, you can't kill me because we're friends? And I'm like, are you friends?
Well, I
was
guess
just gonna say that. I was
the
going to
only
say
thing that connects that though is that after that whole thing happened and they couldn't find him at the hospitals, and then they saw the little kid, 29 or whatever the fuck he was, I don't know, 26,
27, I think.
Old man
27.
boy.
The guy who
Yeah,
can
little man.
teleport.
Yeah.
Man baby.
He was 27.
Old man baby. Yeah, years old.
Because Akira was 26. Right.
Right.
Yeah, 26. He was
Yeah,
27.
so like
and
he's like, oh, I'm gonna beat you up because we're gonna get payback for my friend. Like that's the only connection really saw it. And afterwards, after he came back, he's like, oh, you're back. Let's go party.
And even that was very easily interpreted as, you hurt one of our guys.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily one of my best friends.
It wasn't a close friend.
I would have really liked, like, for me, like, the entire thing was, I didn't really connect with any of the characters. Like, it was much more for me about the story. Like, about, like, the story around. Like, the characters, especially the, like, chemistry, friendship between Kanade and Tetsuo, I was like, where did this come from? Like, I don't really care about this because it didn't have that setup for me to like actually care about. It was just thrown out there and like was expected.
They're all pretty interchangeable.
Yeah.
They should have had a flashback scene with them playing soccer as kids.
Yes. Listen.
That's all you need. That's all we needed.
Any scene where like them as a bike gang could have interacted with another bike gang and they all had their own unique things that they did. If Tetsuo and Kaneda, they all had like, I don't know, he's the switchblade guy. He's the guy that like talks them out of conversation. Like just thinking of like gang tropes.
The tropes.
Like anything to establish them all as different, but really just they're all interchangeable dudes on bikes, and it really felt like any of them could have crashed and hit Old Man Boy.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
No, I'll take back what I said, and they should play soccer on the bikes. They should all be different teams.
That would also been great.
That's future soccer right there.
But
but kind of like
Tokyo soccer. Sorry, bro.
Like I agree with Chad, but I'm like okay with it. I like the fact that it's like this could have happened to any of these hoodlums that have been taking drugs for too long. Like because they established that that's what was wrong with what was different about his brain, right? Mm-hmm. So like this could have happened to any of these kids, but it just happened to be this one kid that they talk about never being very vocal, never being, anybody super special. But then the second that he has this power, it corrupts him like immediately. And I think that's interesting.
That's way better because my biggest pet peeve in stories is when like a character's just destined to be the powerful one, or like there's something special about you, boy. I can sense. I'm like, fuck off. Sorry, I don't just catch on the show, but like the idea that like their fate is determined.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I was just gonna chastise you for fun.
Before I was gonna forget, I was gonna compare it to maybe the part of more of like the biking and how they're interchangeable as I kept for some reason thinking of Inglourious Bastards. You guys seen Inglourious Bastards? How it's like
I just saw that recently.
I haven't seen it. I was thinking about it yesterday.
Have you not seen Inglourious Bastards? It's like one of Quentin Tarantino's pinnacle works.
I do have
a really fun film.
It's like okay. It's like okay, guys.
It's a really fun film, but the premise of Inglourious Bastards, like how they pitched it, was a bunch of badass Jews go into Germany and kill Nazis. Right. Like it was about this like the Furious Four or like the Seven Samurai, just like all these characters, like a group, but they don't really have personality. They're all just like 10 interchangeable Jewish soldiers, and there's like one or two of note, and the rest of them just fall into the background. That's kind of how it feels like this with this motorcycle gang. If you guys have seen both things.
Yeah.
But now that you guys are saying that, like, it makes me feel more okay with it. now that you're like looking at it from that angle, like I didn't think about that before, and before I was like, I wish I cared more about the characters, but now that you say that, it actually makes me care a little bit more about the characters in the way that it's like, oh, hey, you're right, this could happen to anybody.
See, the thing is, when we think of Akira, you always like, you don't think of Akira, you think of Tetsuo, and you think of Kaneda, and
exactly.
you always
Kaneda.
remember those names. Kaneda. But like with stuff,
Canada.
Canada, Canada.
That
He
is
just
what I
he
think.
just gives them milk maple syrup.
Anyway,
and that's their
continue,
jokes.
Dazza.
It's all very calm after this.
And after all fighting, he's just like,
It's a very
"I'm
polite.
sorry.
It's a very polite.
Sorry,
manga.
guys. I'm sorry about this, guys.
Is that your
Uh,
Korean accent?
I'm sorry about this. About.
Just
Right, well, this is so much
okay.
sidetrack.
You had a point.
Anyway.
Dazza.
I had a point.
Yeah.
But when you think of stuff like Kuroko, you always remember all the characters. You don't think of just like Kuroko or Kagami. You think of the entire team as one. Where in this you've got Kaneda and Akira. That's what I say. I don't even remember. I don't even remember Kay actually from the movie.
Oh, really?
Me neither.
I don't remember her at all. Like when she was coming into, I'm like, no, I didn't think of her at all, and I still don't remember.
I vaguely
the film.
remembered a female character that I thought was like a sister or something. I had no memory of what
It
she
took me
did.
a while. It took me a while to remember her, but I ended up remembering her.
Oh, I remember there was a girl with Canada at one point.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
There was
sorry.
I mean, we're not talking about art yet, but there was a few times where I got her and Canada mixed up, and I was
so
like,
many
so
times,
many
not a few times.
okay.
Out of the
Yes.
800
I'm
pages
glad
you read,
that I
like,
was
happened-
not the only one. I was constantly like, wait, why do they keep switching? And then I realized it would be different.
It's because he's so pretty. That's why.
He's
you
so
just get
pretty.
lost in his
Why are you
eyes.
wearing a skirt now? This makes no sense. This is some neo-Tokyo fashion.
The funny thing is, a lot of the characters, not just her and Kay and Kanada, like a lot of the characters, when they were like the whole bike gang scenes, I think there was actually panels of just like random bike gangs, and they were driving, and all of them had the same face, just say copy and paste.
They all had
Like,
the
it was
same
awesome.
face.
It's crazy.
Can I just
They all
say
look
really?
like-
Can I just say really quick? We love our Canadian viewers, and that was just jokes.
Yeah. Look, in that
We love
flashback, they should have been playing hockey on their motorcycles.
Yeah. I just got that.
So it would have been like polo. It would have been like horse polo.
Black polo.
But motorbike.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
You know what? How about they just play card games and motorcycles? That's it.
Okay. Sounds good.
What did you
Yep.
guys think about the villain, Colonel? What did you think about Colonel?
No, firstly, I want to say the movie is overrated. That's just what I wanted to say.
That was okay.
It's not. It's
Came
not
out of nowhere to
overrated.
say that.
That's okay. This is
No,
not-
because I didn't get to talk about the film. I did not get to talk about the film, so I just wanted to say
Okay.
I think it's overrated.
We gave you a lot of time, and you went on a rant about Canada. You had your chance to talk.
Okay, Dazza, you think it's overrated? Just because?
Yes.
Why are your feeling? What are your feelings?
I think there are a lot of better anime films out there now. I think maybe it was good for the 80s, but nowadays, comparing it to a lot of films that are out now, it doesn't stand up the test of time. And I think that people who say Akira is one of the best films they've ever seen probably hasn't seen a lot of anime films.
So are you going in terms of story or in terms of the production?
Probably a bit of both, to be honest. It is nicely animated, and on Blu-ray it looks fantastic. But I've seen a lot better films than that. Redline comes to mind.
Oh, I mean, that's,
Wolf
the problem is
Children
the
comes to
danger of that is like it's so hard to compare as far as production. Like they getting better at what they're doing as far as like modern movies. Like Redline is gorgeous, it's great, but there's something to I guess there's a little bit something like to like almost like Disney movie compared to like Western animation. Of if they do it right, you can tell that like yeah, there's some pretty weak ideas, weak techniques in Beauty and the Beast compared to like. Frozen, as far as like animation terms, like yeah, still like they did a pretty decent job. They like
Yeah.
They got
Oh
those
yeah, I'm not
cops
saying they
animated
didn't
pretty
do
well.
a terrible job.
I think.
And what Akira did for the world was fantastic,
Yeah.
but I just don't think it's as great as what people think it is.
That's an understanding. I've heard a lot of people have that same opinion.
Counterpoint, that shot when he stops the bike and he power slides and there's like the trail of red lights.
Oh yeah,
That's used in a million cartoons. There's a million cartoons that just stolen that shot.
I've seen that everywhere. Even Monogatari.
No, it's a classic film that a lot of also a film that got a lot of people into anime back in the day. A lot of the older anime fans. So it's very nostalgic goggled type of.
It is the film. It is the film that brought anime to the West. Like it had a huge impact in the anime movement and how. It
I remember.
Over.
I remember I used to work at Hollywood Video. You guys know what those are.
Go ahead, Dan. Hollywood Video?
What?
Hollywood Video.
We
it's
have
like Blockbuster,
still
right?
down here. We have one of those
they're like
still.
all out of business in my
They've been gone
area.
for a while.
But like the fact that Hollywood Video had like a specialty section that was just like 3 lingerie videos, like a Korean animation movie, and 2 Japanese like anime movies. And that's the only experience. Like if you were in Indiana, you would have had a chance to try something that wasn't Dragon Ball Z, Akira. And I just remember thinking like that was like the one gateway.
Oh no!
Like video is this whole genre of film. Like it was always just like that thing that was there.
Yeah, I do
Like,
think.
I
do believe that if you you can totally appreciate a film for what it's done, but you don't necessarily need to you don't have to necessarily personally find the enjoyable, find it like accept what it is.
I think it's for a lot of people. It's like Dragon Ball Z. Like I can go back and watch Dragon Ball Z and say this isn't as great as I remember it as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me.
When it comes to the Akira film, I've seen that film like 5-6 years ago only.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was already into anime at that point. Hakusho was already my favorite anime at that point. I've seen so many of it. But I watched Akira, and also I know what you mean. Like it's not. I'm like, okay, people are saying this is like the best thing ever. It wasn't the best thing ever for me.
Yeah.
But when I was watching it, there was multiple times where I had my jaw dropped. I'm like, okay, I see what kind of impact this film has had on the industry, both in Japan and in America. Not just in America. It did bring a lot to America, but it had a big impact. And I
kind of think if you want something dystopian, sci-fi and stuff, Ghost in the Shell is the perfect film. And I only watched that last year. Hey.
Yeah, I haven't seen that until last year.
Ghost in the Shell, yeah. I saw the film last year.
Yeah, it's still
I can like barely hear you guys.
I could not hear anybody during that entire thing, and everyone was frozen. So I was just like,
was I frozen?
That's why I was just sitting here eating chips. I was like, I don't know.
I'm like,
Yeah, but
I'm hella
good point.
No, Yoku, I heard your stuff, but I am hella
Oh.
pixely on my own computer screen, so I don't know what that means.
It's probably a bad sign.
But just keep going, guys.
Keep
Oh,
going.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going.
Ignore it. Appreciate it.
Where do we
guys.
go from?
Appreciate it.
So I think you're making the most of
Okay.
the point. I mean, I guess we can just keep talking about Akira, the movie's merits, but compared to the book, I can definitely see it easier to get into the movie actually than the book, even though the book seems to explain more in a better fashion. I feel like the movie, at least you can like sit down for 2 hours. I'm gonna take you on a trip.
Yeah.
Oh, I completely agree with that for sure. Plus, like it starts off with crazy action like right away. Like they're on a bike chase, and you're like, "Oh man, this is crazy." So obviously, like a movie will grab your attention with that kind of scene straight away. But with the manga, it's gotta read, gotta get into it. You get the backstory straight up. The first thing is like, "Oh, this happened this time ago. Like this nuclear bomb exploded, and that happened." And
before I forget, I want to make a note. I made a note of this. The nuclear bomb that went off. I thought it was great. Maybe there's a translation error. Maybe there's another city, but I think it was listing all the places that bombs had gone off, or as far as like centers had gone up.
Oh yeah.
And one of the centers, it was like New York and Paris and Tokyo, Sydney, Birmingham. is another besides Birmingham, Alabama.
Of all the
And
places.
it's not
Birmingham,
why
really?
Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh,
Yeah, like what?
did it say Birmingham, Alabama, or did it say Birmingham?
There's nothing there.
No. Oh no.
It said Birmingham, so there's another city called Birmingham.
Was
Please
it
let me
Birmingham?
know.
No,
I made a note of it. It went Birmingham.
it is.
Natural future question mark.
Oh no. I can't hear
This is
any.
horrible.
You're all breaking up and freezing. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Chad, I heard your
Uh-oh.
thing about Birmingham, and then it was like, I was like, yeah, totally. And then it just
Then it died.
kept going, yeah, buffering.
All right.
Chat,
We're back, right?
chat. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
There is a Birmingham in England, which is really big. Like,
Okay.
their second biggest place, like, second biggest populace in the entire UK.
Okay,
So-
I'm sorry, UK. I did not know.
That one.
Compared to Alabama. Yeah, Birmingham, Alabama.
I was like, I don't know. I guess Alabama just gets really big in the future. It has like a lot of cool stuff. Right?
Now I want a manga that takes place completely in Birmingham, Alabama.
Why isn't there an anime version of The Watsons Go to Birmingham 1968? You guys ever read that book in middle school?
You know, I've never wondered that, why that is not a thing. It would be amazing, though. Okay. So let's go back to what I was going to ask about the bad guy, the Colonel. Though I don't technically think he's a bad guy, but what were your guys' thoughts on him in the manga?
He's great. Best favorite character.
I think he's really interesting because, like, you know, he's obviously very aggressive. He's obviously part of the military. But I think it's interesting how gently he interacts with all of the test subjects.
Yeah.
Like, he walks in and 27's like, "Can I have a TV?" And he's like, "I don't know." And he, like, sits by the little girl's bed and, like, holds her hand and is like, "What did you dream about?" I'm just like, what? It was, like, a totally weird slice of his character, even though you can say that's the way that he has to act in order to have a relationship with them and get what he needs out of them. But I was still like, this is interesting to see. Like,
No, you
That-
totally
they didn't take the approach of he has to be forceful. Huh?
Oh no, you totally get a sense
What?
that he cares about the subjects. Can you not hear me?
I can
You
hear
guys
you.
hear me?
Yeah.
All right. You totally get a sense that he cares about the subjects, at least like how I was reading it. That he's like, yeah, these are tools, but also like they're kind of his children, right? Like they're kind of. Sorry, I keep comparing things to other media, but almost kind of like Idris Elba and Pacific Rim, where like he's got to be like the stern dad and can't show too much affection, but he cares about all of them. Like that idea, I really like that. 'Cause he's not just being like, yeah, I'll turn kids into subjects and we'll eat their brains later. Like that's like the lamest villain.
Uh-huh.
That's what I think villains are
Which
like.
makes me wonder. Love to get insight later on how he feels about Akira, but I don't know whether or not we'll get that.
I'm really interested to
I have the weirdest sensation that there is something in my tooth and I cannot get it out. Continue.
Don't worry, it's too pixelated. You won't be able to
yeah,
tell
you
anyway.
can't tell.
Yeah, no idea.
I was gonna say I'm really interested to learn more about the old young children, to see more of them play out, because we didn't get a whole lot in the movie. I don't think there was a ton about them in the movie. I can't remember. It's been
The children.
about the children.
All
yeah.
I remember about the movie and the children was the giant explosion at the center. That's all I remember.
Yeah. That's all I remember.
I don't
too.
remember where that
So,
was.
I'm looking forward to learning more about them in the future, because I think like your relationship with the Colonel and them is so intriguing and so interesting to see how different he's very different. As we learn more about him, he's very different from what the first impression of him is. Like at first you're like, oh, he's just a villain that you see in all the stereotypical superhero movies or something. But as you learn more about him, you see that he's actually just incredibly terrified about what trying to prevent a lot of disasters.
Yeah, he cares. He cares for.
Yeah, he has a purpose. There's like an actual. If he was. Oh, go ahead.
What?
Huh?
Oh, so go ahead. I interrupted you. I didn't mean to-
Oh my god.
Go ahead. His
Oh
point.
gosh, it's so bad. Chad, go ahead.
Sure, I'll go. If he had just been like preaching about this thing Akira that was totally going to happen someday, and he had no proof, and like you kind of first see that where he's just like, no, this is a serious thing. Like oh, he's just gonna be like a crazy general that's just being like overly prepared and ruining people's lives. And then when you realize that he just has it like in a giant dome, like oh no, he's got a real purpose. He has a real reason for like. They should be giving him all the money because there is some giant monster thing in his basement.
His basement.
But I also wanted to mention. Sorry, I can never take books too seriously. I was looking at. I was reading the part where he's preaching to, I guess, like the whole government. I don't remember they had a certain name. It was just basically like all the important people that decide the budget for where everything goes in the government, and they're like arguing over where the money should go. And I just liked the contrast that. The objects on the agenda were like new facilities for the government. The Olympics are coming, and also we have a god baby. Like, what do we do with that? Like,
I love how that's their main priorities. Not transportation, not social programs. The god baby that's in the basement of the Olympic
What
Stadium.
I totally know there was someone at that meeting who wanted to push for the Olympics. Like, there's one guy who had spent like a month preparing for his Olympics budget. He's like, oh, I'm so ready. I'm going to tell him why we need to get like new ski slopes and everything. And then the colonel slips up first and is like, by the way, Akira's rising. He's like, God damn.
Every time. Every time
It's
God, he
Akira.
just whips his papers up.
Yeah, he just says the same thing at every budget meeting. It just turned out to be true this time.
It's like, let's see. Trying to think of touch on. Let's talk about Kaneda. Though we've kind of talked about the characters already, but there's been quite an adventure with him going on. What do you think his his purpose is going to be? Do you think it's just going to kind of be that side character that kind of like has something to do with the main bad guy, or what do you guys think his character he's going to be used for? What do you think of him in general?
We're talking about if we're pretending like we're playing dumb, like we haven't seen the movie, right? Or like how it's going to differ.
Yeah, play dumb. Play stupid.
All right, now, okay. Here is a theory that I have with Kaneda. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's actually God and he can control Akira.
Whoa!
Wait, was that sarcastic about because we joke about that at the beginning, or was that a real theory?
It's like Haruhi. You know how Haruhi is God, but it may be Kyon that's actually God.
Right.
I think Kaneda is God.
Oh, okay.
That's a spoiler for Haruhi, dude.
Wait, that's
What? No,
What
it's
manga?
fine.
What are you talking about? What? No, what?
What? Huh?
I was really excited when.
I thought this was about pretty girls dancing. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. What? What do you
mean? What's happening? I can see that theory. That'd be an interesting little twist. I was excited that they brought Akira out at the end there. That they already popped him out. Because I was not expecting
Just
Tetsu
pop
lost
that
his
Akira.
arm.
popped him out. Yeah, Tetsu's arm. That's so good. That was so cool.
Oh yeah, that got blown up. Damn.
Yep.
Graphic. It got.
He's super. So, like, what is?
What, guys? Can you repeat that, both of you?
Go for
No.
it, Yoko.
No, I was just saying like that was it being graphic was a little inconsistent
Yeah.
for me. Like it was not like
Really?
there was moments in the earlier parts of the manga where it could have been more graphic, but then it's like he wasn't sure if he wanted to go full on graphic
Yes.
with all this like blood and stuff until like the second or like end of the first volume and then the second volume. It's kind of
I agree with that.
I kind of agree with that because we had heads being blown up, but we didn't see it as much as we could have. You know, we just saw like the explosion, but we didn't see like the blood and the
we see like
Yeah.
blood just splattered
It was
somewhere
like-
on the side.
I was like, it was like this buildup, and I was like, oh my god, we're gonna see just blood and brains and stuff, and then it just like fell off. Like there was no payoff, and it made me so sad. And I kept waiting to see something more graphic, and I was like, it's gonna happen here. And there were times where I was questioning. I was like, maybe it's not that graphic. But then I was remembering parts of the movie where I was like, that was hella graphic. And so I was expecting it to be
Kaneda's friend.
Kaneda's friend, Yamaguchi. Was it Yamaguchi?
Something like that.
Anamanaguchi?
Yeah.
Anamanaguchi.
Anamanaguchi, yeah.
But like his death, it took me a second. His death actually made me really mad because like you see his body fly back and you can't really see his head. And then I was like, oh my god, his head is blown off. And then you can see like his chin and it's still there. And I was like, god damn it.
No, but then
such a tease.
Somebody's like, oh, look at his head. I guess the top of his head didn't get blown off or something.
Yeah, wasn't it? I think it was like the top of his head got.
His brain.
I think the most graphic
Yeah.
thing is you see one of the soldiers' heads. It's not as like brain, but his head's being like crumpled like a soda can.
Yes.
That in some ways
That
is more graphic than like brain out everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like Fist of the North Star.
Yeah. But yeah, it
That's
definitely
like
got.
every 2 seconds.
I really liked. I'm wondering if it's gonna get more graphic as it goes on because I loved it when Tetsuo's arm like did the whole ripping.
Yeah,
out
that's
thing.
what it
was
seems
so
like. It seems
graphic.
like it
was
is
great.
getting more graphic as it progresses.
Yeah.
So who knows? We got 4 more volumes, and these aren't regular volumes.
Well,
these are like 400.
Let me ask you what. I didn't realize this, Dodger. You said these books came out over a long period of time.
Mm-hmm. They came over like 8 years. 10
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, it started.
Guys,
Guys, you realize what that
Ooh,
means,
I think
right?
What?
You realize what this book is. It makes the other books go how more gory. If it gets more and more brutal and violent, this is like a book series that would have grown up with kids who were reading it at the time it came out, like Harry Potter, where it just starts off like bike gangs. By the time like the last book comes out, they're hardened 20-year-olds and they're cool just seeing like.
It's a bit different though. Because of that, though, because what the mangaka wanted to do, who's the director of the film, he wanted to make the film of it, but they wouldn't let him make the film. So he had to serialize the manga and then adapt the manga from that. And that's how it was back in the 80s. It's the same with Miyazaki and Oscar. He wanted to make them film, but they wouldn't let him or give him funding for it. So they had he had to make the manga up first, and then he could adapt the thing if it was popular. And that's what he did with Akira.
Yeah.
The original
Interesting.
run
I did not know.
went from 1982 to 1990. So you were right, 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah, got some math right for once.
And the animated version was in 1988. I was 1 year old.
I mean,
I was negative 1 year
I
old.
wasn't even born.
I was -1.
I was -5.
I was 20
Yeah.
because I'm 55.
Right.
That beard makes you look
Yeah.
very young, Chad.
Yeah,
Very-
definitely never get carded for alcohol. I mean, not to sound too pretentious, whether it's intentional or not, that is cool if it gets more and more gritty as the book goes on, because then you can write like whole theory, like essays about how it reflects the boys' loss of innocence because they're like getting into heavier and heavier shit as more arms get ripped off. That's what I'm saying. That's what it is. I can see that argument.
Kill a Mockingbird shit.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah,
oh my god, I love that. I
Boo
love
Radley.
that book so much.
That's some Boo Radley shit right there.
Tetsuo is definitely Boo Radley. That's definitely the analogy. That's what I'm going for.
No, let's not.
What do you think of
Not
Tetsuo as
talk
the
about
Mockingbird?
Mockingbird. I had to write 4 essays on that in high school. 4. Could we please not talk about that? Thank you.
I had to make puppets for a stage play of it that was put together by one of my professors.
I had to act
Wait,
it out. How
what?
am I?
There we go.
You're frozen, Erin.
I'm frozen on my own screen.
You're very frozen.
Yeah, but I look hella happy, so it's okay.
That's true. You do look really happy.
Just don't say
I
anything
look-
sad.
I know.
Just don't say anything sad.
Just keep my energy up,
My
you guys.
life sucks so much.
It's so sad. It sucks, yeah. Yep. Thanks. I'm glad that all of you are like smiling in my freezing face.
Hey, you're
While
smart.
you're fixing it, I don't want to detract. I want to know more about this Atticus Finch hand puppet that you made.
Oh. No, all of the kids. Okay, so the concept for this show was it was a minimalist play where all of the kids were played by adults holding puppets that looked like child versions of themselves, and then at the points where each one lost their innocence, they would drop the puppet. So I got to make puppets of each of the 3 lead actors, but it was amazing because the main girl fucking hated her puppet. Like, thought it was the scariest thing in the world, and I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I spent forever on this, so you're gonna use it. She was like, she hated it so much. She was
I
just
have never understood a teacher more based on one assignment than that assignment.
It wasn't. It was like technically internship work because it was part of like a legit theater. It just turned out that my professor was directing at this legit theater.
Oh, okay.
That's so
And
funny.
so I was asked to make puppet versions of his lead actor.
Just drop the puppet.
Drop the puppet.
Done with them.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I don't know.
And you walk away.
Boo Radley. Just drop.
Boo Radley.
Boo Radley.
Oh my god.
Sorry, back to
Akira.
Sorry. Yes, Akira. I don't know when I'm gonna get unfrozen or how it's gonna happen.
Just refresh your video. That's all.
Can I do that with?
Yeah, just unclick your video and then click your video back on, and it should all just look the same.
Okay, I'm gonna switch it over to splash screen so I don't accidentally show everybody's information. Hold on.
Okay, that's
I think they already have our information from last time.
Well, while you're doing that, Aaron, can I ask a question? How tough? This is a question I already know the answer to. How tough and badass were all of the biker gang kids by killing people and then going into a bar and saying, "Give me some coke. Give me some coke."
Oh my god, I loved it. I loved it so much. They were like 15. Dude, Kaneda has freaking like possibly impregnated the school nurse. Can we talk about that?
Right? I was like, what is going on right now?
It's like, what is happening?
It's
I should
just
come back. I should come back. Oh, I'm just a
20,
circle.
30.
I'm just
Fine.
a circle now. It's not coming back.
Oh no, Aaron! In the meantime, let's list all of the anime and manga we can think of that utilize Neo Tokyo. I'll start. Sailor Moon.
Oh shit!
Damn it!
That is not Chad. That is not an anime, Chad.
Wait, what did I say?
Oh, you just went, oh shit. I was like, no, that's
Oh.
not
Shit.
Evangelion.
Even, God damn it, no! Oh my god.
G Gundam.
Does
That's right, all right.
Metropolis? Is that Neo Tokyo? Metropolis?
I think that's Metropolis.
I don't know.
Is that a,
I think it's
is
just
that a Metropolis? Fuck. I'm just
I'm trying to-
convinced.
I'm trying to Google
Oh,
it.
Aaron.
I'm gonna guess.
What
I'm
about
gonna
the
guess
Neo Tokyo
Robotech.
anime?
Neo Tokyo.
Yeah, there's a Neo.
Oh, that's
There's
true.
a Neo
Yeah.
Tokyo
There's an anime called
film.
Neo Tokyo.
Yeah. I'm assuming that.
Yes.
Wait, should I find a
Mirai
gift?
Kensetsu Urashiman.
Oh, you are just googling shit.
Wait, what?
Googling.
You are
Naza,
googling, Naza. You are googling.
Time
Isn't
Split is
every
Ghost in the Shell.
Tokyo
Does
in
Ghost
a
in the Shell have?
Tokyo?
No,
I was wondering
there's
that
a
was Neo
list
Tokyo.
here of what Neo Tokyo.
What?
Apparently, Neo means new.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, maybe I was I didn't know.
Is that the end of that?
Yeah, apparently. Is that all the list? Or was that just
That's the list. Oh, okay. Urashiman is actually called Rockin' Cops in America.
Rockin' Cops? What?
Wait, sorry.
Right.
Come again.
Good.
Yeah, that's all I know. Rockin' Cops. Oh, in Sweden, all right, it's called Rock Cop, as in like Rock Cop.
All right. Good. I keep thinking
Yeah.
you're saying
And then-
cock, and it's weirding me
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, it's that's what it
Rockin'
sounds
Cock.
like.
Rockin' cock.
Rockin' Cock. You guys, I'm just, I think I'm just gonna be a swirly forever.
Did you try turning it off and on again?
Aaron.
Hang on.
It's my new life now.
Hold on. Let's try it. Let's switch it back to splash screen. Let's try turning it off and turn it on. Oh my god, there I am!
Okay.
No, you're not.
You're swirly for me, but that doesn't matter. What
Wait,
matters is what you can see.
Wait, you guys can't see me?
We still see the
But that's
circle.
fine.
That's fine.
No,
I'm
as long
here.
as you can see yourself.
I see
It
myself,
doesn't
so
matter.
I'm on stream. I'm on stream. It's fine.
All right, that means you're on
Oh
screen.
yeah, Kragox said a few in the chat. Deadman Wonderland takes place in Neo Tokyo after a giant blast.
Ah,
Guilty
Everyone
Crown
does it?
and Guilty
Crown.
Yeah.
Guilty Crown. Okay.
Oh!
Those
and
are
Akira,
Bullet!
which brings us back to what
Black
we were
Bullet, an
talking
anime
about.
that's going to be coming out in spring. Black Bullet takes place in a not so far off future.
Oh, it does. It does take place in Neo Tokyo. Black Bullet. That's coming out.
Yeah,
in like a month.
that's
Like
right.
3 weeks.
That's right, guys. Okay, Akira. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to Akira.
Didn't Futurama have Neo Tokyo as well?
That's yeah, sure.
I don't know.
Probably.
They probably did a joke that was called like Neo Tokyo or something.
Probably.
Neo.
No.
Tokyo.
All right, can I
gonna
just say, with Kaneda impregnating the nurse,
Oh yeah, let's go back to that.
he's God. So obviously, he would have impregnated the nurse to make the Jesus baby, the Japanese Jesus baby.
Right. Japanese Jesus.
That's what Akira is really about, is Japanese Jesus.
It's the Jesus metaphor for Japan, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah. Japanese.
I did think that
Jesus.
was like. Does this mean that this nurse is just like chilling in this delinquent school, and this kid, like he's a straight up kid, walks in and is like, "Yo, baby, I'll touch your bits if you give me some drugs," and she's like, "Okay," and now she's pregnant.
That makes no sense.
She's that down.
Like that's
for
real
bit
messed
touching.
up, guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's real
Oh,
messed up.
When that
hold on.
happened, I was
He
like,
gets sex. He gets sex, and he gets the drugs.
yeah, what the fuck's in it
What's
for her?
in this for her?
I mean, he may be really good in bed.
I
He's
mean,
15.
Like, I think I'll
He
break
said
that.
He's also
don't-
15.
I
There's
don't want
nothing
to
smooth about anyone in that bike gang. No one in that bike gang is smooth in any way.
yeah, but I'm worried that like this makes me sad, but I'm worried that that's why she was drawn as being like a bit heavier. Is that like she's supposed to be like the ugly girl that nobody will bang? But I was like,
Aw.
Desperate.
is that what it is?
All of us
Isn't that sad?
simultaneously went, aww.
I know, because it's messed up, right? like,
messed
that's not
up.
how it should be. But that might have
How
been
many
what
school nurses
was
where we
applied.
grew up just hooked up with a bad boy from your class?
He's like, eh.
Every single one. It's not much to do.
Oh,
Yeah, he
anymore.
doesn't give
He's
a
got
shit
babies
about her because
everywhere.
he goes, he hits on K. He hits on K the whole freaking time.
Whole time.
So.
It's true. How old is she supposed to be? I assumed she was like in her 30s,
was
and now I'm
gonna say-
questioning it because she makes sex jokes around him all the time.
I was gonna say like 20 some.
Wait, 30s?
I would say
Yeah.
late
Oh,
20s.
she's. I don't know. It's never
I thought
said.
she was younger
It's
sister
kinda-
of Rue.
She's the younger sister of Rue, but I don't think he's that old.
She could be his age.
I think
She could
he's, like,
actually be
30.
15.
I
No, in
thought she was
Japan,
about
she's
15,
probably
16.
She's probably 15, 16. Yeah.
In
Yeah, I
Japan,
was under the
she'd
impression
be
they were
about
like
7.
around the same age range. Or maybe she was like a year or two older. I didn't think she was that much drastic, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think she was a little bit. I don't think she was.
She looks
that
like
much
Can-
older. She looks like Canada. That's because they look exactly the same. Maybe they are. Maybe they're both 15. I
They
don't
are
think
the
she's
same.
that young though. But there's
Maybe
okay.
it's gonna be
Oh my
more
god.
insensitive.
Okay, something I really want to talk about. This is a completely different topic, but this kind of made me annoyed. Maybe just because we don't know enough about him yet. But the guy in the glasses and the trench coat who suddenly pops up and is like, "We've got a score to settle with the friend of Ryu." I was like, why is this happening? Why is this fight taking place?
And he works for the colonel, right? So like he got
so.
stabbed that first time around,
Yeah.
and then he showed up again to like
settle the score.
get in
but
on the
who-
good graces of the good guys, right? The good.
all the robots. So much.
What?
Robot, so much robot
What?
is happening. Oh my.
Jesus.
And now we-
Jesus.
Dodge it.
What?
She's a
Alright,
little
God.
saying
Well,
stuff.
Hey,
hold on for a
hey,
moment.
Hey,
Hey.
Hey,
Hi.
hey,
There you are.
say all that again, please.
Yeah, can
What?
you say all of what you said before?
Right,
you...
like 30 seconds before you disappeared. What
Yeah,
did you
start
say?
there.
I don't even remember what I was talking. I just know that Yoku started talking and I couldn't understand anything he was saying. And now I don't know what I was talking about, guys.
We were talking about the trench coat and glasses guy who worked for the Colonel because I thought that was so dumb. I thought that fight that was happening annoyed. I was like, there are so many more interesting things that could be happening right now that this two like petty fight rivalry revenge thing was super dumb. I thought it was hella dumb to have that inserted.
Yeah. My
Well, that's why I
my
was
whole
saying-
point was that he was stabbed. He was stabbed pretty badly. How much time did pass? Like how did he like get back
Yeah.
into that? You like have a fight with him?
Yeah.
But
It was
he
bad.
didn't only come back to, because I thought that it was kind of implied in the text that he was asked to be there and like go undercover and join them.
Was that?
I missed that. What?
I don't think.
Never mind.
Wait, no, we
No,
understood.
I don't know,
no,
maybe
we understood
maybe
what
it's
you
a
said.
theory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We understood what you said. We were just like, was that the thing? No, so we understood what you said. You're fine. So, I don't know. That's an interesting
Exhausting,
theory.
guys.
I know. We get through it. We're an hour, so we'll be wrapping up in like 15. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
No, the
Oh, man,
colonel.
there's so
The
many-
colonel. He
there's so
said.
many points
He
to
said
make
that
out
his.
about this.
This is so hard. Like,
Damn it.
I'm done.
No, come on, no.
Oh, Dazza!
Hi, Dazza.
Chad, guest. You
Dazza
are a
can't
wonderful
handle
guest.
it.
You go. You're a guest. You should talk.
So, I just drove him away. I drove him away somehow. Come back.
Come
Come
back,
back,
Dazza.
Dad.
Dazza.
Come back. Come on back, man. Come on back. Please. Your point first, sir. Your point first, sir. Your point
Go,
first, sir.
Dazza.
You were saying.
Go, Dazza. What were you saying?
What are we trying to say? I
No.
wasn't listening.
Okay, Chad, you go.
he doesn't even
What were we
remember.
supposed to be saying?
Chad,
I was just. It's backtracking a little bit,
No,
but
go
I just want to know if you guys were interested more as much as was in the idea of what the civil life was for people, because I had a hard time getting an idea of what school was like.
Mhm.
That there are still people functioning in their normal lives, but everything just seems to be chaos. Like it feels like it's like half Mad Max world where just abandoned streets, and there's still like I think there's still school. I think there's still like people just living their lives every day.
Mhm.
Well, it's supposed to be a juvenile delinquent school, which
Yeah.
do exist.
Okay,
It's like,
so, like-
Cromartie High School or something.
They're
Yeah, it just
basically
seemed
like
like kids were
schools
roaming.
where it keeps kids in school technically, but typically it's not designed to get those kids educated. It's designed to keep them away from everybody else. So it's like where
They
you
try and
send
keep
your
them off the
kid
streets.
once they've been arrested, just to
Yeah,
like
I
keep
guess
them
I
out of
can see that, 'cause
It's like a
Just, like-
society.
halfway house.
Yeah.
Like there's like that teacher or whatever that just like beats them, and like half the kids at the school are like, oh, I guess we'll get it again next week, and then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, let's not go to that class. Well, let's beat up class.
Yeah.
Jim?
Anybody?
Beat up gym class?
Oh, there you are. Yeah. That is interesting. I
Let's
Yeah.
wrap up.
Yeah. Oh, this has been the best podcast ever. 10 out of 10 forever. Never and never and never.
Did I bring a curse upon your guys' stuff?
Nope.
Nah, it's
We've been
it's
cursed
Georgia,
for
she
a
was
long
We've
time,
been cursed
Jeff.
for quite a while.
Yeah, but
recently.
Okay.
this is the worst it's been though.
This
that's
is
for
the
sure.
worst it's been. I don't understand why. But Chad, you'll have to come on again when we talk about more Akira, and hopefully everything will be a little bit more functional. That would be great.
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, so let's wrap up and give our final thoughts and ratings, and then we'll say what we're reading next week, and then we will shout out all of our stuff really quick. So, who would like to go first and give their final thoughts and ratings? Dazza?
I've got my hand up. Okay. I give Akira an 8.10. No, wait.
What?
An 8 out of 10.
Yes.
8.1.
No, stick with it. No.
8.10! You are not gonna change that.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
I give Kira an 8.10
Perfect.
out of something. I'm not
Out
sure
of a
what we're doing it
10.10?
out of.
Out of 10.10.
Yes, out of a 10.10, I give it 8.10. Mainly because I really actually enjoyed the manga, at least a lot better than the film. I really felt a lot more engrossed in it. And when we got to the second volume, I was really, really enjoying it. Like, I was just reading it more. And it was like 300 pages, the second volume, and I went through it so quickly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, like, just really easy to read either. It's got lots of dialogue, and it's really depthy, if that makes sense. It's got lots of depth. So I really enjoyed that. It's hard science fiction. It's well done hard science fiction. It's not boring. It's not dull. It's good. The art, I think, is a little dated for some things, but in other things, it looks really good. Like, I love the motorbikes. The motorbikes look fantastic. And the Olympic Stadium, the labs, everything like that looks absolutely fantastic. And when they did the 2-page spreads that were just overlooking it, see the backgrounds, the 2-page spreads with just the lab or looking at the stadiums, that was so good. I'm like, oh. The characters though do lack a little bit, and I think there isn't enough distinction between a lot of them. There's supposed to be a relationship between Kai and Kaneda, but I don't feel there's anything there at all. You know, there's no feeling whatsoever. Yeah. So that's why I give it an 8.10, I suppose.
Awesome.
And enjoyment, I'll give it an 8 as well. So.
Awesome. I'm
8.10 as well.
Why not? I kind of want to give it an 8.10.
8.10s across the board.
8.10.
I'm going to.
I know.
Why
I'm
not?
giving it an 8.10. I was thinking about it. I was like, should I give it? Yeah. I'm going to give
What
it an
have
8.10.
I done?
Yep.
What have I done?
Yep. This is you, Daz. This was all you. I'm going to give it an 8.10 as well. I agree. I pretty much agree 100% with what you said, Daza. I think the thing that brings it down for me a little bit is the character chemistry. And I feel like more focus on developing the world and developing the plot than there was on the characters, which I'm okay with in this sense because the plot and the story is so incredibly engaging and interesting that it kept me engaged and like wanting to read more of it enough that, especially when it started getting going in the second volume, I had a really hard time putting it down. And I just want to learn more and more about the world and just see what happens to the characters, not necessarily what the characters do, but see what happens to the characters and what all happens within the world. And I agree with the art that it was a little dated, but I loved the two like the scenery and the detail of all of the scenery around. I think it's kind of the same thing. Yeah. With the plot and the characters. I think there was more focus on like the scenery and the technology and all the cyberpunkness of it as opposed to the character design. Focus on developing
definitely
the backgrounds and stuff than there was on character design. So I don't. Yeah.
Aaron.
I was just gonna say, so that brought it down a little, like it evened it out a little bit, but I also have to appreciate the manga for what it is, and I enjoyed it more than the movie, and the fact all of the influence that Akira has had is completely, I think it deserves all of the credit it gets for being as influential as it is. Like particularly the movie, but I think the movie had to have the base of the manga to go off of too. So there's a plane. I don't know if you heard that, but that was a plane. So I'm gonna give it an 8.10. Enjoyment level is about an 8.10 too.
I will also give it an 8.10 because
God,
that's technically a 9, and I'm cool with that. But I had no problem with the art. I normally have no patience for really old looking art, but I thought that this looked so clean that I was totally cool with it. And I think also because of the nostalgia factor of it reminding me of the movie and just remembering how beautifully done the movie was, that I was like, I'm glad that these are similar, you know?
Yeah.
But I loved reading it. I had no problem with the characters. I didn't really find too much of an issue with the characters not connecting quite as much because I was really only interested in Tetsuo and what was going on with Tetsuo.
Yeah.
So my only complaint maybe would be that we didn't see him enough for 2 volumes. I was like, sometimes when we were following Kaneda around, I was like, I don't care anymore. Just tell me what's going on with Tetsuo.
Yeah.
That happened quite a few times, but
I agree with that.
I really love the manga. I think I love the manga more than I loved the anime. By a pretty long shot, so I would absolutely recommend it. I think that everybody should give it a shot.
Yeah. Nice. Yoku?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna break this chain of 8.10s.
Oh man.
Sorry, but I'm gonna.
What are you
I'm
doing?
gonna give this. I'm gonna give this a solid 7 out of 10.
7
I
out
give
of
this
10?
a solid.
You mean
Yeah,
a
6.10 out of 10?
6.10?
A hard 7.
Hard 7.
Okay, I'll give this a 6.10.
There you go.
All right, a 6.10. Sorry, guys. I
just
Yeah,
wanted
you
to say
messed
I
that
wanted to
up,
give it an
Yoku.
8, not a 9.
Well, that's your fault,
Don't think this
Dazza.
deserves a 9.
like I do gotta say that I did enjoy the moments that the movie had in the manga more. Like I did like more of the explanations, more of the background. There was a little bit more to it. Well, actually, a lot more to it comparing to the movie because we only read is like a third. We read a third of the manga, which is a third of the story, and already we got more information and more stuff in those 2 volumes that could have easily adapted to our movie already. So it's kind of cool seeing that. It was very entertaining. Again, I didn't really care for the characters as much, and I was kind of like Dodger. I wanted to see Tetsuo. That's like mainly the main guy I wanted to see because I like characters in anime and manga that piss me off and like really get me like riled up because he's such a dick, man. He's just like, I want this, and I'm so powerful. You guys can't do shit about it. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want because what are you guys gonna do? Can't do anything, you know. So I really like it. Like he gets me like riled up. I'm just kind of like, this bastard. We can't do anything about you. So he's definitely like the highlight for me of the manga. But yeah, it's definitely a good read, and I could see my score going up. I actually have read the first 2 volumes before.
Oh, nice.
A few years ago, I kind of breezed through the first 2 volumes, but I did not read any further. I don't remember why. I think I just kind of like fell off of it, ended up reading something else, and just kind of forgot about it. But I am looking forward to see more stuff, more in-depth stuff that happens in the movie and stuff. And just hopefully I see the gore get a little bit more gory, and just the score will probably. Who knows? Maybe next time I'll give it a 10, maybe a 9.10. No, I don't think so. that's too much.
Too much.
But yeah, that's pretty much my score. 6.10.
That's right.
Yes. Right?
Yeah.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Yeah. Chad?
I also echo your guys' sentiments on how I felt like the first volume, while the art was great and really liked the premise, like the characters just didn't really care as much about them enough because they're also general until the second volume when it came in. So like I'd probably give. I was writing this down trying to figure out. Like I'd give the like the first volume like a 6 just based on like merit alone and what it kind of is. Mm-hmm. And then like the second volume is really really good, so I'd give it like a 10.2. And that averages out to like 8.1, 8.10. Averages out to 8.10.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Good job.
Yes.
I did the math to make sure that worked out.
Chad is the only one of us who can do math.
As long as you did the math.
As long as you did the math.
It took me, guys. All right, if you can see this, it took me so long to figure out how to do cross multiply and divide again. I was like, I remember there was a way to do this kind of. It's been so long.
Nice.
That was awesome.
It's been a while.
That was awesome.
But pretty solid. Yeah. Again, I wish they had spent like my fix would have been if I was like script doctoring it. I would have just had the biker gang be like just background, like they're in a bike gang and it's just Tetsuo and Kaneda or whatever, and like they're just the main focus until he gets away. Like, that would have been like a much stronger, I think, focus. But it's cool to see Neo Tokyo Bike Town. That's great.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 8.10. 8.10 almost across the board. Yoku.
Yo.
Yoku.
I just couldn't. I just couldn't, guys. Not this
Couldn't,
time.
just couldn't.
Not this time.
Not
It's
good
okay.
enough.
It's fine. Awesome. So yeah, we 100% recommend. What?
You guys are Goku off. You shouldn't let him off.
Oh.
No,
Why? What are they supposed to do,
God-given
Yeah,
right.
what are we
It's
supposed
his-
to do?
It's his,
Daza, what do you want to do about it? What do you want to do about it? Huh? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Sanctions against you.
Okay, before it
I
gets
support you and your right to speak my name.
we're gonna move on to what we're reading next week. Okay, but chat, you have to guess it. So,
Okay.
Jazza, do you have it pulled up, or do you want me to?
No, I've got it.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Good.
Just
Good.
Just fixing.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Good.
Dale is an if unsightly middle school student. On his 14th birthday, he comes down with a condition that has plagued the men of his family for 300 years. When he sees his crush, Risa, he transforms into his alter ego, the Phantom Thief, Dark Mosey, Moisey,
Mousy.
whatever.
Mousy.
Mousy, Dark Mousy. Dark Moistly. Unfortunately, when Dark Moistly sees his crush Risa's twin Riku, he transforms back into Daisuke. There's too much Daisuke here, too much love. The only cure for his craziness is if Daisuke can get Risa to fall in love with him. It sounds stupid.
No, get out of here!
Guess what it is, guys?
Does
Yeah,
sound
guess
pretty
what it
dumb.
is. Chat.
Robotech. It's Robotech.
Chat. It's Robotech.
I
yes.
hope. I wish.
Oh,
It's Tower of
yay!
God,
Brendan
obviously.
Thorson got it. Dean Angel. Oh, Anzi, like 5 people got it. Yeah, Dean Angel.
That is Dean Angel, really? Like I did not know. I've never read the synopsis
Yeah.
of Dean
Oh.
Angel in my life. I own
Yeah.
10 volumes.
Oh,
of
it's
manga.
so great.
I love it so much. It was like my favorite manga from when I was like 13 up until still like Kuroko. Up until Kuroko.
I have never heard of it.
Oh,
I am
it's- yeah.
completely-
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, though.
I love it. Yeah, girl.
How much of it are we reading?
We are reading volumes 1 through 5. We have it on the MangaPod subreddit that the chapters are set up a little bit weird, so just read volume 1 through 5 for sure. So there you go. We are reading Dean Angel volumes 1 through 5 for next week. Yeah, I'm excited. So let's go ahead and shout out our stuff really quick, and then we'll be able to sign off and say bye-bye. I'm hoping that my mic doesn't fall off for the 15th time tonight, but
I believe in you.
thanks. I am Erin, your host of HappiLeeErin. This is my YouTube channel where you are watching MangaPod right now. If you would like to watch any more of my videos, I do Kuroko no Basuke episode reviews, and I also do anime reviews and anime first impressions. And I just today put up my spring preview, the 8 of the anime that I'm really excited to be watching this upcoming spring. So go and check that out.
Sports anime.
Sports, and Makaku City actors, and all sorts of wonderful things are coming out. I'm really excited for. I also do
JoJo's
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yeah, no, there's
Yes.
so many.
Yeah.
Oh god, okay, I'm not gonna go and watch if you would like to find out what 8 anime I'm really excited about, but there's like so many more. I also do a bunch of mental health awareness stuff, and you can also find all of the previous manga pods here on this channel. I also do friendly anime discussions where I talk with friends about anime and all sorts of fun little things. If you would like to find me on any sort of social media site, I am HappiLeeErin across the board. The ones I use most often are Hummingbird, Instagram, Tumblr, and Twitter. So if you're wanting to interact with me, those 4 places are the best places to do it. So, but yeah, otherwise I also have like my anime list and a Crunchyroll profile and a Facebook. I also have all of those. And everybody's links are going to be in the description. BTW's like right down there. So yeah, that's me. That's where you find me. I am hella buffering. Is the stream buffering for anybody else? Anybody else?
Buffering
Oh,
so
we
hard.
heard you pretty well.
You're
good.
buffering. That's about it.
Okay, that's fine. They know where to find me by now.
I'm Dodger. I have 2 channels, Press Start to Continue, where I do gaming stuff, and Dexterity Bonus, where I do daily vlogs and talk to my cats and drink coffee. And it's a wonderful life. On all of the social medias, I'm at DexBonus, DexBonus. So come follow me, and I'll caps about stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
Beautiful. Yoka?
And I got the thing out of my tooth just now. It's been going on this whole
congrats.
time.
What?
I want to
Thank
say
you.
congratulations, Dodger.
It's been really bad.
Very proud of you. Me, where you can find me, is on Yokorama Game Talk. That is the YouTube channel. It's www.youtube.com/Yokorama Game Talk. And I'm not gonna make the joke because I already made it earlier, so screw that. So watch me there talk about anime. And on Twitter, it's Yokorama Talks, at Yokorama Talks, and everywhere else, like Hummingbird and Tumblr and my anime lists, and I don't know what else I have, but Instagram, probably. It's Yokorama or Yokorama Talks, so just try both. You'll find me eventually. That's me. Stuff.
Nice.
It's all good.
It is all good.
Yeah.
Daza?
Oh, it's my turn. Hi. I'm Dazza. Well, I'm Dr. Dazza from Flying for Nippon, where I talk about anime. I do first impressions, I do reviews, I do top 10s, I do discussion videos, and I do a show called What We've Watched, a weekly show where we come together and talk about what we've been watching the last week, and you guys can join in too via video response, the comments, by pestering me on Twitter. Thanks, Dodger. And it's all fun and games.
Dazza.
The team effort. I also have a second channel called The Dr. Dazzit, where I'm going to be doing some other videos coming up very, very, very soon. I've been saying that for about 2 months now. They'll be coming up very soon. They're in the stages of post-production. That's the word. Yeah. You can also find me on Twitter, Dr. Dazzit, very much Dr. Dazzit across the board. Tumblr, Hummingbird, Facebook, I'm Flying for Nippon. If you want to like me on Facebook, you so can. And yeah, that's me.
Yay! Chad, our lovely guest, will you shout out some of your stuff real quick? Or all of your stuff, not just some of it. All of it.
Yeah, no, I'll pick a few of them. I'll try to pick a few of them. Hi, I'm Chad. I'm the guy that cursed your guys' show today with terrible internet for some reason. Yeah, you can find me on you can find me on Polaris. On the holodeck is my regular thing of showing cool videos in the Polaris network. It's pretty great. Not a lot of people watch it, but it's pretty great. Why aren't you guys not watching it? It's pretty great.
There's like a really good alarm sound in that. Sure.
And
what
Killer,
don't we watch?
And Killer's a really good alarm for it, and editor.
Whoop.
Say again?
Holodeck's great.
Yeah, you guys
Man,
definitely
God, that alarm sound. That's a really good impression of the alarm, Aaron. That's really, really good.
Thank you.
You can find me on there and all just normal Polaris stuff. Also, my personal stuff, you can find me pretty much anywhere with my name, Chad Quant. It's probably hopefully spilled in the video description. Twitter and YouTube. I make videos when I find something that makes me funny or makes me laugh.
Makes me
and
funny.
I have a podcast. What?
Sorry, you said makes me funny, and that made me laugh.
No, I realize I misspoke, but it's also like, I do make a video if it makes me funny. I do. That actually is true. So I did correct myself.
Is fact.
And the last thing I'll plug is, I have a podcast I've been working on for quite a while called Paranoia Shop. It's spelled SHOPPE at the end, like a fancy British person. And we have an episode coming out this week with Commander Holly, who you might know from stuff. We're talking about space aliens. Real good. Conspiracy theories, paranormal stuff. Pretty good. Thanks for having me on the show, though.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. Sorry about all the tech issues that happened. We'll definitely have to have
you guys are class act.
Yeah, we are. That's the first time I think I've ever heard that about MangaPod.
Class act.
We do our best.
We're truckers. We truck through.
Yeah, hopefully next time it'll be better. Probably will. Because I don't think it can get any worse than this.
We might have to just we might have to lose our gorgeous layout and go ahead and try Google Hangouts until see if that helps a little bit better. But we'll let you
Skype
know.
needs to fix its shit.
Come on, yeah. Ooh. But yes, Chad, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate having you on.
Thanks, Chad.
Thanks,
Of course,
Chad.
thanks for having me.
And thank you to all of chat and all of our viewers for watching us. And thank you. And we also apologize to you for all of the tech issues, but we really appreciate you guys sticking through and joining in the chat and talking to us. We love having you guys watch us and support us every week. If you'd like to find more MangaPod, you can go ahead and click in the description. There is a link to the MangaPod subreddit where you can find threads about the schedule. You can find out what we're reading in the upcoming weeks, and there's also a recommendation thread that you can check out. And if you want to recommend any sort of manga, you can do so there. We will be here same time, same place, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, reading D and Angel volumes 1 through 5. We hope you join us.